Guys, and welcome to my channel, Changing Phases Tarot. So happy to have you here with me today. For my returning viewers, welcome back, and for new viewers, welcome. I'm glad that you found me here on YouTube. Hopefully, if you enjoy the video, you will like and possibly subscribe. That way you will be notified when I upload new videos. Right, so today's video is a monthly reading. It's our general monthly reading for May 2018. For this reading, I'll be using the Crystal Visions Tarot deck, right, as the main spread. And then I'll pull two additional oracle cards from the Sacred Traveler deck by Denise, Linn, and the Soulful Woman Guidance card deck. And that one's by Shushann, Movessian, and Gemma Summers. Just a quick reminder, I will also be putting out a full moon reading coming up at the end of April for that full moon. It's a special spread that I do at each full moon, and then I do an additional video, which is a giveaway video, okay? So each full moon I offer a chance to win a one-question free tarot reading from me. All you have to do is watch the video, comment, like it. If you haven't already subscribed, subscribe to the channel, and then you'll be entered into a drawing. So be looking out for those. And also, as I always say, these are general readings. Please keep that in mind. So the messages may or may not resonate with you. It's a good idea, besides watching your sun sign video, it's a good idea to watch both your moon and your rising sign. That way you can, you'll have a better overall view of what's coming up for you during that time period. If you would like a more personalized reading, you could the only way to really do that is to get a private reading from me. If you're interested, you could take a look at my site, changingphasestarot.weebly.com. There you'll find pricing as well as information about the types of videos that I offer, the video readings, or you could email me at changingphasestarot@gmail.com. Okay, so I will stop for now, and I will see each of the signs in 1 second for your reading. Hi Taurus, hope you're doing well. I'm here to get into your May 2018 reading. As you can see, I've already laid the cards out, right? I've shuffled off camera just to really save a little bit of time here. So let's get into it. We have at the center of your reading, the Ten of Wands, crossed by Major Arcana number 2, the High Priestess. At the foundation of your reading, you have the Three of Pentacles. In the recent past, Major Arcana number 12, the Hangman. Crowning your reading, the message from your higher self, the Knight of Pentacles. In the near future, Major Arcana number 7, the Chariot. You in the reading appear as the Seven of Wands. In your environment, the surrounding energy is Major Arcana number 5, the Hierophant. Your hopes and fears, the Five of Cups. And the outbound energy for the month of May, heading into June, the Three of Wands. And the card that was at the bottom of the deck, the overall energy for the month, is the Six of Swords. And the two oracle cards, I'll show you them, but I'll get into the full meaning for each card once we go through the main spread here. But you have from the Sacred Traveler deck, Discovering Truth. You stand in the light of truth. And from the Soulful Woman deck, you have card number 42, Dream Seeds. I nurture my dream seeds with love and appreciation and allow them to unfold in their own time. All right, so starting off with the cards at the center of the reading. Ten of Wands, well, starting off with the Suit of Wands, it has to do with the day-to-day matters in life. It has to do with our jobs, things around the home. It also has to do with creativity, creative projects, our own sort of drive and determination and ambition to get these things done. And the tens in the tarot are endings, right? And after the 10 comes the ace, which is all about a new beginning. So the 10 of wands, it's a card that speaks of, let me show you it again here, just so you can see. A card that speaks of sort of feeling overburdened. You see how the man, he has all of the wands on his back. The horse is looking very, very weary. They're sort of trying to make it up the hill here. So it's a card that speaks of, facing an uphill battle, feeling overburdened within the work sector. This can be that workaholic mentality, working too many hours, taking on more than your fair share. This also has to do with, feeling as though you're sort of facing an uphill battle. And this can be in any area of your life, but things have been like you've been really sort of working hard and things have been quite difficult for you, right? But again, what follows the 10, right, is the ace, and the ace is a new beginning. So an ending to the cycle is at the center of the reading, and the new beginning that will ensue. It's being helped or hindered by the High Priestess. So the High Priestess is a very powerful card. It's a major arcana. The High Priestess sits sort of between this realm and, the spiritual realm. So between the material and the spiritual realm. And she really encourages us to tap into that hidden wisdom and knowledge, right, of the invisible realm. She encourages us to use our intuition, to use our psychic abilities, to pay attention to signs, synchronicities, to pay attention to messages that come through in our dreams, right, at nighttime. Listen to, or when you wake up in the morning, pay attention to, try to think back on the dream that you might have had the night before. There might be specific messages or important messages coming through to you through your dreams. Can also be through the repeating numbers, right? The signs, synchronicities, repeating messages that in sort of non-traditional ways. So pay attention to those, and it has something to do with, or what it might help with, is this, getting through this this feeling of being overly burdened and starting this new cycle, right? With the ending of the one and the starting of the next one. At the foundation, you have the Three of Pentacles. Just trying to see here. You have 2 Pentacles cards in your reading. 1, 2, 3 Wands, 1 Cup, and 1, 2, 3, 4 Major Arcanas, and 1 Swords is the overall energy. So, a significant amount of Major Arcana cards in your reading. Otherwise, I would say, pretty balanced in that you do have all of the, all of the suits represented, more weighted towards the Major Arcana and then suit of Wands. But here with this Three of Pentacles, Pentacles energy has to do with the material realm and material prosperity. We usually associate it with the work that we do, the money that we earn for the job that we do, the things that we are, material things that we are able to buy using that money. It has to do with our home, material possessions. It also has to do with knowledge, education, family. And the Three of Pentacles is a card that speaks of reaching some type of milestone or goal, but it also has to do with, keeping very focused, remaining focused, keeping that long-term vision, long-term goal, dream in mind, or, in sight, and then readjusting as needed. If things seem to be, progressing quite well on the path that you're on, then continue working hard and, towards this dream. If there's something that you need to tweak slightly, something you need to do a little differently, possibly partnering with other people. The Three of Pentacles also speaks of partnering up. This could, within the workplace, this could be you partnering with people, working on a team, or this could be you in a business endeavor, maybe you have achieved a certain amount of success, but now, in order for you to continue and for you to move up to that next level, you need support. So this could be looking for, financial investments, partnering with somebody who can come in and share some of this financial burden and help push you towards, the next, wherever it is, whatever that next step is for you. In the recent past, you have the major arcana, the Hangman. And the Hangman can speak of a delay. It can speak of, but it's a necessary delay. It can also speak of needing to see things from a different perspective, gaining a new perspective on something. So it's a period of sort of being much like the man here, the Hangman on the card. You see, he's suspended. He's tied up, but he could easily remove himself from these ties. He's not actually blindfolded. It's only his arm across his eyes, so that he can't see. So he could get out of the situation, but he also understands that, it's necessary for him to be in the situation. It's necessary for him to be in that position in order to, gain a new perspective, in order to see things from a different way. Because if he were the other way up, right way up, he would definitely not have the same perspective as he has being upside down. So it can have to do with, seeing things from a different point of view, or being open, right? Being open to, or accepting, the fact that sometimes, things are out of your control. For example, he's giving in, he's surrendering to the fact that, he's in that position. So in order to, have continued growth, there needs to be a change in perspective, a change in old ways of thinking, possibly. And then, by doing this, you'll gain this new perspective that will sort of allow you to continue on, with this new outlook and continue on your path. That sits in the past. So there could have been some type of delay, in the recent past, but it's brought you, what you have crowning your reading, the message from your higher self, is the Knight of Pentacles. So more earth energy here. Knight, when we have court cards appear in the reading, they can be actual people who, are either playing a significant role in our lives during this time. We might be interacting with these people. If so, then this would typically be sort of a middle-aged earth sign individual. So Virgo, Taurus, or Capricorn, male or female. It's not gender specific in these general readings. This person is very, sort of trustworthy, very steadfast. Is a very dependable person. He's plodding along here with his horse, right? He doesn't have a weapon on his journey. He's just, he's going after whatever his goal is, his dream is. He's the slow and steady wins the race knight. Out of all of the knights, he's the slowest moving. So, he's very determined. If it takes him 10 years to achieve that goal, then it's going to take him 10 years, and he's going to keep plodding along, and he knows that, eventually he will get there. So it's a slow moving energy, but it's a very stable energy. It's a very dependable energy. Again, if this is a person, it could be, or this could be a situation, event that you're dealing with, or even you just taking on the energy of this Knight of Pentacles and, just being very focused on, where you're heading, what this, whatever the goal might be for you, just, really keeping your eye on the prize and just nose to the grindstone and working very hard to get there. Now, it's interesting because, there's very sort of opposing energies here, right? In the past, the recent past, the Hangman, stagnant, stopped, being sort of suspended in time, delays. In the near future, you have the Chariot. And the Chariot card is just, you can see by the image on the card, this is full steam ahead, and also very different energy than this Knight of Pentacles, which is a very slow-moving energy. The Chariot is all about movement. It's forward movement. Major Arcana is a significant, or divine intervention at play here, I would say. And it's you being in control as well. The woman on the, on the card, she is in control of the horses. We have the, the light and the dark energy. So it's a card that speaks of you being, very balanced, being in control, and just, charging ahead and going after whatever it is that that you have set your sights on. It's a card of victory, Chariot. It's a card of, again, of you being, of having a lot of self-discipline, of perseverance, again, victory, achieving your goals, really, going after your goals, and just knowing that you have, the determination and the willpower to do it. Now you appear as the Seven of Wands. Wands energy, we had it at the center of the reading with the Ten of Wands, but the Seven of Wands it's sort of this, it's a defensive sort of card. You see how he's, he's defending himself, and he only has the one, the one weapon here, and there are set six pointing at him, so he's definitely outnumbered. But even so, he's just this very sort of fearless warrior. He is there, he actually has the upper hand, even though he is outnumbered. He has a sword, he has a shield, he has the dragon here, the winged dragon. He is actually up on this peak, so he has the higher vantage point. So even though he's outnumbered, and it might look as though, he is sort of, he's close to being defeated, he's not. He has the higher vantage point here, and he is just confronting them, head on. So this card, it can sometimes have to do with conflict. If we think of this in the workplace setting, this could be some type of conflict situation within the workplace. It could be you feeling that you need to, you're sort of on the defensive. There might be something happening at work that you feel as though you need to defend yourself. About other people, if you are going out for a new job, sometimes this card appears when you're going up against, many different people, for example, other people trying out for that same position. So it's you sort of, trying to defend yourself and stand out from the rest of the people applying for the same job. So it's it's a card of conflict, like I said, but it's also a card of being very, very strong, being very, facing those fears, facing those, whatever it is you're going up against, just facing them head on, and being this sort of fearless, person, this fearless warrior that he is here. Now, in your surrounding environment, how others are viewing you, you have another major arcana. This is number 5, the Hierophant. The Hierophant typically speaks of tradition, right? Obviously, he appears like, a religious figure here, and we have other symbols, other religious symbols. So he does. We typically think of it as those large institutions, such as, the sort of organized religions, that type of large institution. It can also have to do with large institutions such as the government, dealing with the government, dealing with banks, what else? Court systems, universities, large school systems, anything that is very large in size and sort of follows the, norms, traditions, rules. The Hierophant is also somebody who, he's really a traditionalist, he's a conformist. He does things by the book. He does things according to rules, according to law. He can sometimes be like a counselor type figure, thinking of him as sort of a religious figure that you might seek out counsel. He, he holds the keys to certain wisdom, so you might be seeking out the counsel of a counselor, a psychologist, psychiatrist, could be in the form of, legal counsel as well. But it does have to do with, also wisdom, higher truth. Maybe, maybe this is a situation, and in dealing with this conflict, what's going on around you. Other people are viewing you as sort of doing things by the book. If you're going up against other or facing this conflict, you're sort of you're playing by the rules and trusting that by doing so, ultimately, you will come out ahead. It's going to also have to do with maybe somebody in your environment dealing with this, having to deal with somebody like this Hierophant figure. But it definitely deals with doing things by the book, right? Doing the norms or following the norms. Now, your hopes and fears with the Five of Cups. Cups energy, it deals with our feelings, our emotions, relationships, also intuition, psychic abilities. And the Five of Cups, it really, it's a card of, you can see, let me hold this up again. See that the woman here, she's looking down, only noticing the three, or really focusing on the 3 cups that have spilled out into the water, right? And she doesn't even notice the 2 fairies offering her these 2 cups there. And the 2 of Cups, could be that soulmate connection. If we think of the 2 of Cups in the Tarot, it's a beautiful card. It's a card of a deep soulmate connection with another person. So there could be a beautiful opportunity, a new relationship, something, or you partnering up with somebody. There could be that, around you, but you're not even paying attention to it. So with this sitting in your hopes and fears, you could be fearing this, sense of only focusing on what you don't have. The fives in the tarot, they're sort of the cards, or they speak of kind of a lack. It can be like with the Five of Pentacles, the lack of financial stability or abundance. Here with the Five of Cups, it's kind of this this lack of something, and here it's this lack of fulfillment. It's this lack of loss, or if we think of this out of the relationship sort of sect, and thinking of it more to do with maybe your work or careers, it can be a feeling of disappointment in not falling short of a goal, not reaching a particular goal. There's sort of feelings of emptiness attached to it. Feeling very sad, kind of having this pessimistic attitude, and allowing those negative emotions to kind of take over, which prevent you from even seeing opportunities that might be around. So, there could be this fear of only focusing on, disappointments or things that aren't, that you don't have or that aren't going well. And then, hoping to focus on what you do have going on, which are 2 cups. And, there could definitely be something, coming in, or there could be an opportunity that maybe you haven't noticed, but it could be a very fruitful opportunity. So it's just focusing on that and trying to get away from the negative thinking here with the 3 cups that have spilled out. Then as you leave the month of May, heading into June, you have the 3 of Wands. The 3 of Wands is a card of, it's a card of great opportunity, sort of endless opportunities. And it's really about waiting for your ships to come in. In the traditional tarot, there's a man, and he's staring out to sea, looking out to sea, waiting for his ships to come in, sort of thinking about, okay, I've put all this time and effort and hard work into something, into the project, into this job, into this relationship, whatever it is that you've committed a lot of time and effort into. And then you're waiting to see, all right, what am I going to get back? If this is a new business venture, and I've committed my time, and I've invested a lot of time and energy, when am I going to start seeing something back from it? It's that type of energy, and sometimes it has to do with things overseas. This business, if it is a new business, or even a career, could have something to do with overseas. But it's a card of very expansive energy, sort of endless possibilities. Again, this card can speak of business partnership. So, and we had that down at the foundation with this Three of Pentacles. So for some of you, there could be, a partnering up with other people on, possibly a business endeavor. But it's a card of great opportunity, right? Expansive, very, abundant. Think of the Empress, the three in the major arcana. She is all about expansive abundance and giving birth to new ideas. And so, there's a lot of exciting things that can come of this Three of Wands card. And, as you head into the next month, you're sort of waiting to see, okay, and now what? What am I going to get back? And you do have as the overall energy for the month, Six of Swords, which is, in the tarot, it's one of two kind of transition cards. I usually think of that, the Eight of Cups is a transition card, and the Six of Swords is also a transition card. It also kind of has the reference to water and, traveling over water. And I did mention that with the ships of the Three of Wands. For some of you, there could be some type of connection to, either to a place, some place by water, something that has to do with, overseas. Because in the traditional tarot, the Six of Swords has, the woman, and she's sailing away, has her back, turned, sailing away from choppy water, sailing into calmer water. So it's a card that speaks of leaving behind a difficult situation. Could be a job, could be, could be a relationship, could be many different things. But it's leaving that behind. And even though there's a sense of sort of sadness at leaving whatever that is behind, there's also this excitement and anticipation for what's coming ahead, where you're heading. So there's, leaving, it's a transition period, leaving something behind in the past that, is no longer serves you. And the Suit of Swords has to do with our thought. It's cerebral energy. It has to do with, it's the suit of the mind. It has to do with our intellect, how we communicate. So it's, mentally moving away, detaching yourself from, a particular situation, relationship, and moving on. Can have to do, like I said, with the, the travel, there could be some type of travel involved, moving as well. And we also have the Chariot, which is another card of movement across land. I was just taking a look over the cards again. So, sort of tying it in together, I would say that you do have messages here relating to endings of a particular cycle. Could be a job. There could be some partnering up with another individual that's going to bring you, greater financial stability and sort of mobility as well. And you have these two cards of movement. If you do come up against, conflict, if there is a differing opinions, if you have to defend yourself or point of view, I would say do things by the book, do things, in a more traditional way, take a more traditional approach. Pay attention to these, the Two of Cups here with these possibly, things that you might be missing out on. Maybe it has to do with, the High Priestess, paying attention, getting messages coming through in your dreams. But then there's definitely coming up in the, the second half of the month, there's movement. There's movement coming up, and then this, Three of Wands, which is a great card, it's endless possibilities as you head into the next month. So whatever you're walking away from in the month of May, whatever the cycle that's ending, whatever new perspective that you have gained, you're heading out to June with endless possibilities. So, a great sort of transition out of May into June, I would say. Let's take a look at the two oracle cards. And I like to read the full description for each card, starting off with the Soulful Woman oracle card. Remember, we had Dream Seeds. This is card number 42. And this says, my dreams are my soul's own desire to experience new things and new learning, new ways to express my divine imagination and my gifts. When a new dream or desire is right for me, I feel a sense of excitement, purpose, or adventure. A big yes within that doesn't go away but continues to spark my imagination and quicken my heartbeat. I nurture my dreams with love and allow them to unfold in their own time. I know it's best to take the seed of inspiration and plant it quietly in the nourishing energies of my heart, giving it time to grow strong before sharing my dreams with others. And when one dream dies, a space opens up for a new dream to be born. Dreams are always flowing to me. And that's interesting because here with this Ten of Wands, the ending and beginning. So like it's saying here, when one dream dies, there has to be this ending in order to have the new beginning for the new dream to be born. And then we had the message of the dream, remember, with the High Priestess card. So there could, and this card is dream seed. So there could definitely be, strong messages, very important divine messages coming through with this High Priestess card. So do definitely pay attention to your dreams. Even, maybe keep a dream journal. A lot of times when we wake up in the morning, it's like we remember the dream right then, but then we sort of forget it as the day goes on. So when you wake up, just jot down, even if it's sort of key words that you remember from the dream, even if they seem very random, even if they seem as though they don't really have anything to do with it, with anything. Write them down and then see as the month progresses how they tie in with what's going on, how they might give you guidance with what's going on during the month. Now, discovering truth. Let's see here. This is from the Sacred Traveler deck, and this card says, listen to the wisdom that rises from your soul, even if those around you don't agree. Trust your instincts. Be yourself whatever the situation, and respond from the authentic place inside. Be starkly honest with yourself. Speak your truth, live your truth, walk your talk. Listen to your inner guidance and follow it. You radiate the energy of truth to others so that they can find their truth. The Sacred Traveler wants you to know, if you are facing a decision and your mind says one thing and your heart says another, follow the dictates of the heart and you will be on the right path. If you get a nudge to speak to someone or go in a particular direction, don't hesitate. Follow this guidance. On your journey, others may indicate what path you should take and why. You can listen to their advice. However, if your heart indicates another way, follow that. There's a place inside of yourself that always knows the truth. Take time to be still, discover that genuine place of knowing within. Often the hardest thing about living your truth is discovering what it is. So it's important to slow down, be quiet, and listen to the whispers of your soul. If there's an area of your life in which you're not being authentic, or where you're not in integrity with your values, this is the time to make some changes. Interesting. So overall, it looks like a very good month for you. So I do hope that the messages have helped in some way. I thank you for joining me. I look forward to reading for you again, and just know that I'm sending you much peace, love, and light for a wonderful month of May. Bye for now.